grab yourself a snack and a glass of orange juice.
Pokemon Go came out in the summer of 2016, and I mean, what other introductions do I really need to give this game? You've opened it at least once. You know what it's all about. But did you know it's still a thing? It's still adding updates, and still got millions of active players that are still consistently making Niantic a metric fuck ton of money. It's the #2 best ranking in both role-playing and strategy games on the App Store, which is a statement that makes fuck all sense and kinda makes me want to vomit as a fan of both types of those games. So what's happening with this game, and why does it continue to be so profitable despite being something that many would say peaked at its first couple months of release? Well, strap in, and let's talk about this game. When people think of fond memories of Pogo, they're usually referring to those first quality months of this game. There was a fun, genuine simplicity to walking into a park and sharing information and tips, or talking about a rare sighting, or that one rare mon that just got away before you ran out of balls. I know that I'm not alone when I say that I visited parts in my community that I'd never seen or heard of before because I was tracking the scanner or those shitty blades of grass for something I didn't have in the decks. It was like being at an elementary schoolyard again, but like fucking everywhere. Pokemon was suddenly cool again, and you can bet that there were your fair share of people attempting to make fun of everybody for having fun with it. Around a year later, when raids were added, I became pretty familiar with a couple groups in my community dedicated to beating and catching legendaries. The game was not only forcing you to get outside, it was also forcing you to actively expand your horizons and communicate with the people around you to actually accomplish your goals. I look at a long list of people's Pokemon and I see a collection of little stories. Like, how could I forget about Aloha Snack Bar, my first Snorlax, where I spent 15 whole minutes driving around in fucking circles, yelling at my friend to tell me where it was. Fun fact, I caught this thing in front of Shanley LM's house. Or how about Fighting Gold, who my girlfriend traded to me because it was my favorite Pokemon at the time, and we had spent the entire day looking for a shiny Groudon. You ask to see the collection of any Pokemon Go player who's been playing this game consistently for years, and you'll find a collection of memories from various raids and events. I won't remember all the fodder I caught, but I think I'll have a hard time forgetting the time I finally caught that Lugia after 11 raids of it running away. Or my fucking boy, Rahul, the pizza guy, who drove high at 3 a.m. just to catch a Gyarados. Seriously though, man, if you're watching this, that's not cool. What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus fucking Christ. These little stories are really cool, and gamifying the act of going outside just makes sense. So we have a solid system where you can explore and collect, and even little group battles to catch legendaries. From here, the sky's the limit. I mean, really, if the act of simply catching a Pokemon is this fun, and brings out this much community and this many people, imagine what this game could do if it added so many other features from the normal Pokemon games. Trainer battles, double battles, trading, shit, even those stupid fucking contests. The groundwork was laid for a game that could have been something that even the hardcore Pokemon fans gravitated towards. What could possibly go? Let's skip over the obvious stuff like the servers at launch. Spoofers were always prolific and pretty much never received bans unless they slingshotted from one country to another. One day I ventured out to a gym with no one anywhere, not a person, not a car in sight, and decided to take it for myself. Moments later, some shithead spoofer would immediately take out my Pokemon and replace it with a Team Mystic 3000 CP Dragonite. And hey, why not? You hardly ever get caught, and it's not like reporting them did jack shit. Even worse, when Niantic actually did try to attempt to stop them, their efforts would have a negative impact on the actual legit players. I can't tell you how many times I got shadow banned because I decided to play for a bit in a car or a train, and it fucking sucked. Now let's talk about battling. For the first 2 years of playing Pokemon Go, we basically all had this garbage system where you'd rapid tap the screen, wait for your super move to power up, hit that, do a big animation, then go back to tapping the screen, and yeah, it was fucking repetitive. But honestly, it actually kind of worked. I mean, think about it. You get a group of people together to take out a gym or a battle in a raid. You want that encounter to go as fast as possible so you can get to the next one. It kind of makes sense to casualize that part of the game. Turn-based combat wouldn't really work for that. But when Pokemon Let's Go came out, and the game seemed like this nice marriage of Pokemon Go mechanics and normal Pokemon mechanics, I thought to myself, man, how cool would it be to have a fully built-in battling system right in this little phone game? And then battling was announced. Battling! Finally! The one thing we all love about Pokemon, battling! And of course, it just ended up being more obnoxious tapping mechanics.
Oh, that hit just the right spot! That was brutal! That couldn't be defended!
Look, it's a phone game. I've talked about phone games. Phone games suck ass. Nobody was expecting a miracle, but they could have dumbed down the mechanics a little bit and regulated turns to 15 seconds to keep battles moving along. With the state the game is in, years later, there are still plenty of stupid latency issues, coupled with attacks coming out before the enemy even has a chance to appear on the field. Watching a battle in Pokemon Go is fucking heartbreaking to me. The visuals are there, the assets are there, the Pokemon models, honestly, they're simplistic, but they look very nice. And the moves. There's 162 moves in the game. I don't see why the developers couldn't have added a slot or two for more moves, changed the way the damage works, and made it just a little bit more like the mainline games. I mean, latency issues would have been easier to deal with if you actually had time to choose what you want to do. But as of right now, and probably for the foreseeable future, we have this stupid casual tapfest garbage that bastardizes the games it originates from in an attempt to destroy your fucking thumbs. Look at these animations. They were not meant to be played this fast. All this work to convey an attack, and it's botched by the fact that it has to constantly cancel and be repeated. Before I get into the rest of this game's problems, it's important to talk about the importance of Stardust. Stardust is a resource that increases your Pokemon's CP. That's combat power, YouTube! Combat power! I swear to God! The main way it's obtained is through catching and evolving Pokemon. For example, catching this Krabby gives me 100 of it. Evolving a Pokemon once gives me 300, and evolving a Pokemon again gives me 500. Now, to put that into perspective, my pretty high level Groudon over here needs 10k for his next level up, which actually isn't that bad. If you have a lot of Pokemon that need more power, and you're playing the game normally on a regular basis, values like this and lower ones from non-legendaries are actually very manageable. Well, they were manageable until they decided to add the option to have another special attack, and that will be 100k Stardust, please. Well, holy shit, that's a big chunk of fucking Stardust. That's 1,000 fucking Krabbies to give Gaiga a new attack, and even non-legendaries aren't that much better off. Dwayne over here is going to need 75,000 Stardust for his med school tuition, and that is not very nice. If you somehow, for some godforsaken reason, want to actually take battling seriously, you better be prepared to inevitably hit the fatigue of playing for days, maybe even weeks, to save up the Stardust to get a new move for one of these big guys. Or you know, just grab one of these convenient little Stardust doublers for Pokecoins, which you can buy, of course, with real money. And so the freemium model rears its ugly, disgusting, STI-ridden head. But let's get into trading. How could they fuck up trading? It's simply moving one mon from one device to another. I mean, what could possibly go, oh, trading costs Stardust. Well, okay. How much Stardust, though? I mean, you're already spending up to 100k on it.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
This is absolutely fucked. So if you, for whatever reason, do communicate with someone for a rare shiny, or you make up some kind of special trade, you not only have to befriend them, if you want that shiny right away, you have to shell out 10,000 Krabbies. On top of the Stardust robbery, the game only lets you trade one legendary a day for fuck knows why. And on top of that, you can't trade Pokemon back. And on top of that, the Pokemon stats get shuffled randomly depending on your friendship with your trading partner. This is obviously beyond scummy. Quite frankly, I think it's disgusting that a game built off communicating with others and exploring the world around you actively punishes you for wanting to trade Pokemon. Aren't freemium games fun, kids? Okay, but check this out. They added Mega Evolutions. Now, that could actually be quite interesting. A simple Beedrill could become an absolute threat, and something to be reckoned with if your opponent isn't expecting it to Mega Evolve. So how does it work? Okay, so stay with me here. You have to find Mega Energy for a specific type of Pokemon you want to evolve. If you want to Mega Evolve a Blastoise, you have to go to a Mega Blastoise raid, and when you beat it by using a squad of 10 people, your completion time dictates how much energy you get. It will probably take you 4 to 6 different raids to get enough to Mega Evolve, assuming your group is dedicated to it. And when you get that energy, congratulations, you can Mega Evolve your Pokemon for 8 hours. Then it reverts back to its base form, and you can't do it again unless you get more energy, which is of course specifically tied to the Mega you're fighting. Did I mention only the first raid you do a day is free? So you'll have to pay up to get the rest of them if you want to get enough energy to Mega Evolve in one sitting. Did I also mention that you can't use Mega Evolutions in trainer battles, meaning that whole point about a Beedrill being a threat is entirely worthless? Did I also mention that Niantic can suck my... Okay, but seriously, it is baffling how Niantic butchered the coolest mechanic to come out of Gen 6.
Uh-oh, was that Pokemon the wrong choice?
Year after year, Niantic finds new ways to violate a great mechanic in a Pokemon game and introduce it as a feature, and year after year, Niantic is met with triumphant praise. To be honest, I'd maybe be able to wiggle around the constant greed and fuck you pay me mechanics this game throws at you if it actually had some semblance of the battle system that these original games thrived on, but it doesn't. It's got tapping, fueled by more tapping, fueled by microtransactions, fueled by what I can only assume to be the culmination of the good memories playing this game. So yeah, that's why it still makes fuck tons of money. To this day, tons of groups in different communities are dedicated and don't want to let go of the game that brings them together. 10, 20, fuck it. 30 years from now, you'll see the same Asian dads riding around in your community, 10 phones strapped to their bicycles, genuinely enjoying their time and disregarding all the bullshit I mentioned. And hey, if you're watching this video and you're one of the people that have spent tons of money and time on this game, or any other freemium game, if you're having fun, fuck it. Do what makes you happy with the shithouse hand we've all been dealt. But if you're on the fence, I would modestly and humbly, simply for your consideration, direct you to the sunk cost fallacy. But hey, Wooper Watch was pretty cool!
Yeah!